Hey guys, welcome back to the third day and the third installment. While I'm away, I'm in Queensland. Hopefully, by now, I've won two gold medals. I've blitzed it. I've played really well in my pickleball competition because I'm recording these in advance. I recorded these before I went away. We've talked about the offense, we've talked about the defense. What can change? What must change? What can change for our Pittsburgh Steelers? Can the Steelers turn it around? That is the big question. The big question in the room right now is, can the Pittsburgh Steelers turn this around and go on to win the Super Bowl? Now, I don't think they can win the Super Bowl. I think that's out of the question. There is probably a 1% chance they win the Super Bowl. Can the Steelers go on to win the playoff game? Now, I don't think the Steelers can even go win a playoff game. Can they make the playoffs? Possibly. Possibly. But you're probably thinking, why are you talking about playoffs when we're 2-6? Well, the way I see the season is always a chance. Always a chance, right? There's always a chance the Pittsburgh Steelers can do it. If you're still in the rat race, you still have a chance. But how much of a chance is there realistically? Probably a slight shot of 1% to 5% right now, because the Pittsburgh Steelers are sitting at 2-6. 2-6. Now, in this video, guys, I will be breaking down that our chances against the next 9 games. Can we actually win the 9 games? We'll do like a schedule prediction over the 9 games. Can we win those games? But the key is, how do we win these games and how do we turn it around? For me, in a big nutshell, offensively, you got to run the ball. You have to schematically scheme up something, if that's even a phrase, schematically scheme up something where you need to run the ball. They're not doing that. They're the worst in the league at running the ball. When you have an excellent first round pick in Najee Harris, you have a thumper in the backfield that is our second running back, undrafted Jalen Warren. You have a guy on the practice squad, Anthony McFarland, you're not even using, and you can't run the ball. Offensively speaking, the offensive line is absolutely awful in this regard. Technique wise, uh, physically wise, trying to move the bodies in front of you. The name of the game, when you break it down, is, can I move that guy in front of me out of the way to clear a path to run the ball straight? That's the name of the game. And Najee Harris goes out there and catches the football and dances around and gets no yards. Najee Harris, he's been on record saying, it's not just me, it's a scheme, it's the offensive line as well. You know, to me, you got to take accountability. Every single one of them needs to wake up and say, how do I help one another? How do I come together? And how do we design plays to get 4, 5, 6 yards a carry and break the big runs? Because the big runs aren't happening. The biggest run we've had all year, I believe, is for 19 yards for Najee Harris. That's abysmal. That's terrible, beyond terrible. So first of all, if you were to change your season around, you've got to run the football effectively. Now, that's easier for me to say living in Australia, so disconnected from the team. The team could be going through a lot, but you've got time. You've got the whole bye now to figure out a game plan for the rest of the season, to implement plays and design plays and, work on your technique, your scheme to have the ability to run the football further than 2 yards. It just can't happen. You know, if you that were to feature, maybe spell in Benny Snell for a little bit. I'm not saying that Benny Snell needs to be number one, but I'm saying change of pace. Something needs to happen. Najee Harris, maybe bench him for Jalen Warren. Maybe bring up Anthony McFarland. Maybe try some different guys on the O line. I don't know. Something needs to change, because for the first 8 weeks, it's not cutting it. It's just not cutting it. Now, offensively speaking, too, how do you turn it around? Kenny Pickett's got to stop throwing the rookie mentality errors on the interceptions. But he is a rookie. What are you meant to do? You're going through the growing pains of a rookie. He's 2 TDs and 8 interceptions. He's got to learn from that. But the Matt Canada offense needs to put him in a better position to win. We all know right now that the Matt Canada offense, as I shake my head and scratch my head in disbelief, they're not going to fire him. So it's going to be the next 9 games of get so hyped for a game, and the next minute, you see the same old thing. Run, run, pass. Run, run, pass. Run, run, pass. That's all you see, right? But can the Pittsburgh Steelers turn around? And this is taking it out of me. because I try and think, I go through the mental gymnastics. How do they turn it around? To me, you have to get Steven Sims involved a little bit more on the offense. You have to get the ball to Pickens 110%. Pickens should be your number one guy. Let him go up there and get 50-50 balls. Then target Muth in the middle of the field. Use Muth more. Why don't they use Connor Hayward more too? Connor Hayward more needs to get the ball. He has to, right? The offense needs to click, and they're just not doing that. Now, switching to the defense. Can the Pittsburgh Steelers turn it around? Can they turn this around? Can they turn it around? The Pittsburgh Steelers defense is getting back TJ Watt. I do believe by getting back TJ Watt, they can turn it around. Definitely. They have a chance versing the New Orleans Saints coming up, versing Joe Burrow, who can be under pressure. They're versing Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton's coming back to town. They have a big chance to go into Heinz Field and win 2 in a row and improve to 4-6, where the playoffs are just within reach. But the minute they fail, they start to give it the big plays over the top of their head, or don't lock down the middle of the field, then the season's done. And some people might say the season's already done, Mark. But Mark, the season's over. It's already done. Now, I'm very optimistic. I'm very hopeful. And I do believe they can turn it around. But you've got to show me. You have to show me how you can turn it around. TJ Watt coming back will be fantastic. Him ready and raring to go. He might need to go out there and win it by himself. He might need to sack the quarterback 3 times a game and force a fumble and put pressure on them so we have a chance. We need that spark in the offense. This is the down, dire times, and it does reflect on coaching. Comes back to coaching on all levels, on Terrell Austin, on Matt Canada, on Mike Tomlin, the whole coaching staff. It's the whole organization right now is in dire straits. They really are. But I'm going to leave you guys with a question in my last video today, and hopefully I've won. Hopefully I've won some things, some medals up in the Gold Coast. I've had a good time. But overall, guys, the Pittsburgh Steelers bye week is meant to get healthy, but they should be getting motivated. They need to be motivated. This team is not motivated to win. They're starting to learn how to lose. They are starting to learn how to accept defeat and sit in their misery that defeat is okay. Sometimes in life, defeat is okay, but you need to figure out a game plan to get out of it. You need to figure out a game plan to be like, why am I playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Why am I playing for my city, my team, myself? What is my goal to win? That's it, right? When I go into competition, when I go up to Queensland, I've been up there now for 2 days. My goal is to win the game, no matter what. Play my heart out. If I lose, I lose. But I give my 110% all in that game, no matter what. And I don't feel like that's happening with our Pittsburgh Steelers right now. I don't think they are. They're just not giving it their all. They're going through the motions. You know, maybe they don't care. Maybe it's culture. Maybe it's coaching. They just don't seem to care. But the big thing is, guys, can the Pittsburgh Steelers turn it around? You're getting back TJ Watt. You're getting back DeMonte Kazi. You're getting back some guys, hopefully like Ogunjobi on the line. Some players are coming back on the defense. I do believe they can turn it around. I do believe that. I believe that the organization right now is stepping through the mud. They can see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's a long way away. It's a long way away. We are so far away from the idea of a Super Bowl, the idea of playoffs, the idea of winning a game. We are so far away from that. It's not even funny. This is the first time in my history supporting the team, and I love doing the content. I love talking about the team, but we are so far away. One player getting traded, Claypool getting back at round 2 pick, and one player coming into the organization won't change it. TJ Watt coming back may give you a spark, but overall it won't change it. The only thing that can change the Steelers team is the players themselves. They need to wake up, look themselves in the mirror, and say, I'm ready to work. I'm going to work overtime. I'm going to dive into the game plan. I'm going to put the pads on. I'm going to tackle as hard as I can and play as hard as I can, because right now they're not doing it. The Pittsburgh Steelers are not in the position where they should be. And this very well could be our first losing season, Mike Tomlin's first losing season. And maybe it was meant to happen. Maybe the team needs to lose in order to get better. Thanks, guys. I'll see you later. Thank you for checking out the 3-part series of this podcast in 10-minute installments. I really enjoyed it. I'm friggin' exhausted right now, but I'll see you guys later. Have a good rest of your weekend.